Hello all, Jamie Rogers here from Craftmania, and today I'm going to introduce you to a very exciting brand new brand here to us at Craftmania. Now, you may have been keeping a beady eye on us already, and I know we haven't been posting as many videos, so you might have missed out on this. But Craftmania is going through a bit of a stage of buying in brand new companies. We've introduced Habico in the last few weeks. We've introduced Ciabella, Julie Hickey. The list goes on, genuinely. There's quite a few. Cardio, there's loads of them. So if you haven't already been onto the website and had a little look through, do go have a little look about and see all the new goodies that are on there. But today we are going to bring you a video, and it might be quite long, but I'm going to try and keep it short. But the video today is about getting to show you what's inside under the covers, because I know when we look, I'm trying not to tell you what it is, but I know when we look at a product, we see the cover, don't we? We don't always see all the designs or all the items within it. Probably give it away already. But today's video is about letting you see the incredible artwork that is throughout these, because there is so many lovely designs. I don't want you to miss them. So today we are launching our brand new brand, which is Scrap Boys. Now, Scrap Boys are based in Poland, so we've done our little magic and we've imported these over, so you're not going to find these very easily. And you know what? That's what we love to do at Craftmania. We love to bring you things that you can't necessarily find everywhere, and make a little hub of a store that brings you everything you could possibly want. Of course, benefiting from our low P&Ps, easy to use website, and hopefully a great customer service. Now, with our P&P, I've mentioned it, so let's tell you a little bit about that then. Our P&P is very easy to work. If you spend over £10 and you live here within the UK, your P&P is completely free. If you wish to upgrade it to first class because you're in a bit of a hurry and you want to get your mitts on it quicker, no problem, you can do that. That is a flat rate of £3.95. If you don't wish to spend £10, and a lot of the items on today's video are not £10, you might just want to come in for one item, that is no problem either. Your P&P, if it's under £10 spend, is capped at £2.95. And if you're watching us from anywhere in the world and you're thinking, actually, I need to get my mitts on some of these products, we ship to an awful lot of locations throughout the globe, and that's all capped with just one P&P rate of a flat rate of £10. So the most you will pay is £10 to have these shipped anywhere in the world. If we actually find your P&P cheaper, which, being honest with you, with today's rates is very unlikely, but if we do, we actually refund the difference to you. So the most you will physically pay, whatever you order, is £10 to have that sent to, I don't know, Canada, Australia, America, wherever. So then, should we have a little delve into what we've got? Now, I do warn you, there is loads on today's video, and I mean 30 odd items, maybe more than that. I haven't actually counted. But I don't want to bombard you with endless prices, because obviously everything is on the website. The website, by the way, www.craftmaniacraft.com. What I'm going to do is, in the description to the video, we're going to place the link directly to the brand page for Scrap Boys. So everything you see will be on that one page for you. Of course, you can venture off and look around all the rest of the website. There's about 10,000 items that can tempt you and tease you, and then bursting at the seams sales section full of bargains, so don't miss that as well. But basically, one page, all of these goodies for you to keep it nice and simple. Now, as I don't want to bombard you with endless prices throughout this video, I'm just going to give you a few little points of reference. Not everything falls into these categories, but it's a good rule of thumb as we're going through the items. So a 6x6 pad, your average prices should be £7.49. Your 8x8 pads, they should be £8.99, and your 12x12 should be approximately £14.49. We then have little bags. These are kind of cool. I'm going to show you these in shortly, but we'll call them at this stage bags. These are £8.59. All of them items are on an introductory offer currently at Craftmania, where you're also going to receive 10% off of them. That's going to bring your 12x12s down to £13.04, your 8x8s down to £8.09, your 6x6s down to £6.74, and them little bags of magic I was on about, they're going to be £7.73. Now, once again, they are just rough price points, the kind of average price points you're going to see throughout these collections, but there are some lower, there are some higher, so do go check them out. It's just going to save me telling you every endless price and us being here for absolutely hours, because I'm sure that's the last thing you want, is me bleeding on for absolutely hours upon hours. Now, theme-wise, with these collections, they go off in lots of different tangents. So if you look at the first one and you think, that's not my bag, stick with me. We've literally got endless pads to have a little look through. There is loads. I promise you, if you're a paper crafter, there is going to be a pad here somewhere that you're going to go, I need that. These are just amazing. So let's start off then with our Art Deco collection. So in Polish, this is called Art Decoria. Probably pronouncing that wrong. Very sorry if I am. But of course, this is a Polish brand. So do watch out for that. And I'll try and highlight why that's important as we go through it. But already you can see, and not every collection comes like this, but I'm going to start off with the ones that do. There's also a few other bits we're going to show you with some of the other collections that not all collections have. So hold on for those too. But as a good rule of thumb, we've got a 12 by 12, we've got an 8 by 8, we've got a 6 by 6, and we've got that little bag of magic. So these ones are all the same, but the designs will change size as we go through the pads. So if we start off by just having a little look in this one, this is our 6 by 6 pad. So 6 by 6 inches, 250 GSM. 2 extra sheets on the back of the covers. I'll explain what that means in a moment. But there are 24 double-faced sheets, acid and lignin free, obviously. So these are going to be perfect for your scrapbooking, your card making, your home decor, and anytime you want to make sure that your project is going to last the time. Now, these bonus sheets that they refer to, these 2 extra sheets on the back of the covers, this I love. This is so clever, such a great idea. Instead of just having a white cover on the reverse that has no purpose and just is blank, they've decided to give you some of the bits you're going to see in the bag of magic when we get onto that shortly. So basically like the die cut element, other than in the pads they're not die cut, but they do have a line around them to make them ever so easy to cut out and trim out. Now you can use these on their own, you can use them in lots of different ways. You might wish to add more to them, you might want to bling them up, you might want to add some glitter to them, but they're there and they are going to correspond perfectly with the designs found throughout the rest of your pad. Now as we go through these, you're going to get sick of me saying, oh my goodness, and isn't this beautiful, and isn't this lovely? Because as you see all of the different elements, this really is absolutely stunning. And I love how they've done this as well. You know, you've got an extra page here of like topper elements as such, bits you can cut out and use. But if you don't want to use those, on the reverse, patterned paper. So it's down to you what bits you choose, the quality, the thickness, the weight of these papers, the delicate designs. To me, these are a game changer. Now as a store, we stock lots of scrapbooking brands. I'm genuinely going to say this is truly one of my top ones. It's just the way they've thought of everything, the way everything matches up. Look at these. So you've got like your card on the front here for you to cut out, matching on the reverse. You've got a little journaling tab. So maybe you want to make some pockets and you want to put some secret journaling, or maybe you just want to use the journaling side. Maybe you just want to use the picture side. Maybe you want to use these tags. How frustrating is it when we get a really cute gift tag and then on the back it's just white and it doesn't match in? No fear with this. On the front you've got the tag. On the back you've got the area to write on. Just quality. Every part of this brand is true quality. And then as you can see, we're going to start yo-yoing through the same designs again, which is just brilliant because it means that we've got more value for money. We've got the ability to marry them up. We don't have to worry about using just one sheet one time and not having that extra bit to do the other pieces with, to be able to put 3 or 4 of these together. Maybe we do want to use the front of them on one project and the reverse on another. This gives you that ability. But as you flick through this, you can see it truly is an absolutely breathtaking pad of papers that are going to come in for so many different occasions, so many different times you're going to pick up this pad and work with it. And of course, having this kind of Art Deco feel to it, it's going to match in with so many of the products we've probably already got in our stash if you, like me, are an Art Deco fan. Now on the back cover, once again, you've got another one of those sheets for you to go in and cut out. And then what I like with this, look at this for quality. And this is something, again, you don't often get. That image is reversed. So it's in the same place. So that couple, you can cut that out. You could put that in the aperture of a card. And when you open the card, no white backing with nothing on it, you've got that same couple. Same with the leaves. Same with all of the elements that you're seeing. Same with the butterflies. They're all double printed, same place, same location. So that when you stack them, layer them, put them onto a wire. Maybe you want to use that as like a cake topper, decoration in a frame. No fear that on the reverse, you're going to see white. Now, as I mentioned, when we go into the other size pad, so this one is the 8 by 8. This one gives you 12 sheets. Again, 8x8 in size, 2 extra sheets on the covers. You're going to see the same artwork coming through here. And this is something I often go on about when we're looking at paper pads. How classy does it look to be able to have this paper matching through sizes, or to be able to have these flowers matching in scope, or to be able to build up that butterfly and have a slightly larger one to go with it. It all matches, it all coordinates. Sometimes you might notice a few differences, like obviously the camera here has gained a few more details around the case of it. But do you know what? I love that, because as we collect the different pads, we're going to have different details to put in different places. Maybe you want to layer them cameras together. Maybe you want to put them two cameras together and add in this little like postcard picture part that's down here with the shell behind it, because it's all going to match in. It's going to build up a little scene for you. And these are the covers. These are the bits that we don't normally talk about. These are the bits that we normally kind of regard as waste or packaging that we're not going to use. But every single page, let's have a look for a patterned one here, because it's always the patterns that I think this is the most impressive with. So if we look at this here, let's see when we find these in the big book. So carrying on through, all the same designs running through these, but look how classy that is. How elevated does your design look straight away when you've got scaled up design? Now, I wasn't planning to delve into these, but I'm going to have to show this to you because I think it's important you see it. So let's delve into the 12 by 12 while we're here. 12 by 12, again, 12 double-sided sheets. These ones come as loose leaf sheets. As you can see, another one of those topper sheets for you to cut out. More elements being added in. Now I know that this is free pads, but if you like the idea of doing this layered bit and you want to match in, you think of all of the elements that you're going to get throughout all of these covers, how much they're going to be worth, how many times they're going to come in, and how nice to have matching elements that perfectly coordinate with your designs. Now, of course, all of these 12 by 12 sheets are exactly that. They're loose leaf 12 by 12 sheets. Now, again, we do a lot of brands of 12 by 12s at the store. I'm talking Kaisercraft, Graphic 45, Fab Scraps, the list goes on. And they all vary in price, don't get me wrong. But I can comfortably say you're looking 130, I think, for a Kaiser, maybe slightly dearer than that. So when you look to these for your value, and you think this is £13.04, and in your pack you're going to receive 12 sheets, and then your extra sheet on the back of the cover. So in theory, 12 sheets and a printout sheet. So maybe 13, depending on how you want to look at it. That makes that £1 per sheet while the 10% offer is on. That to me is brilliant. And this is what I was on about with scale and scope. So you can really see and it might be easier if I remove the 8x8, so you see the difference between the 6x6 and the 12x12. Same imagery, blown up to be larger or smaller, working throughout those collections, making that beautiful effect and classy look. Nothing to me makes your project look more intentional, more luxurious than having the items coordinate throughout them. So as we go through this pad, I wasn't going to plan on showing you all of the 12 by 12s, but we will as we've got it open. So 12 by 12, of course, double-sided pages running all the way through this one. Just like before, you have got all of the beautiful designs you've seen in the pad previously. Everything coordinating, everything matching. How glorious are these? Honestly, as designs go, I don't know if these could be beaten. Such luxury, such elegance, such decadence, such helpfulness when it comes to doing our projects. Look at these, coordinating in with those smaller ones we see in the other pads, even down to the imagery, the tags. How beautiful is this? And I said, I know you're going to get sick of me saying, isn't it beautiful? But when we're looking at this much detail put through on these pages, what other words are there to express that beauty that is coming throughout within these designs? Now, I don't know where I've put my pad cover. Oh, I do. Here it is. So that one is your Art Decoria. There is the 12 by 12, there is the 8 by 8, there is the 6 by 6. Now, the little bag of magic I was referring to earlier, this is your bag of magic. And again, I'm not going to go through all of these, just kind of homing in more on this collection to give you an overview, and then I promise I'll get a bit quicker as we go through the next ones, because if not, we're going to be here for weeks because there is so much to share with you. But there are 44 elements already die cut, already ready to craft with, play with, create with, All of them double-sided. So again, when we're talking about putting these into the aperture of the card, we don't have to worry that when we open that card, we're going to see a white backing of an odd shape. We're going to get that same design coming through. How gorgeous is this? Maybe you're going to make an aperture card, you're going to put some acetate in the middle, and then when you flick that over, you've got the design on the inside too. The same with all of your little tabs. So like this, again, a Polish company. So on one side, we've got best wishes in English. On the reverse, thinking quality, thinking everything we need, we've got their version of it. So it's great because it means that it's all usable. Whether you speak Polish, whether you speak English, it's going to come in for you. All of these elements, all double-sided, all ready to work with, even the butterflies. Give that a little bit of a shape, add it on with some silicone or a foam pad. You have got a beautiful built-up piece. No fussy cutting needed, everything done for you. And straight away, look at this. Maybe we're going to bring in some flowers, the clock, the face, and I now feel like we're playing Cluedo, but it's going to work. Maybe we're going to put on that, we're going to place that down here. Maybe we want to add in the key coming round on there. Look at that for a little element to put onto the edge of your page. All built up with some pads or some silicone to give it some shape and energy. And then maybe we're going to build up a little couple, or maybe just a little, let's go for some flowers up in this top corner. And we're going to add in a little best wishes tab. Maybe we're now thinking a card instead of a page. And then we're going to add in, I don't know, maybe, what else have we got? Maybe a little butterfly coming up there. That one's a bit big, so don't panic. We'll bring in a smaller one. Now you team that onto one of those pages, onto one of those papers. Maybe this is a multi-fold card. Maybe it's a gatefold card. How cool is this looking? And all we had to do is just take some of the elements and put them together, and we're still left with all of these pieces to play with for our next project, our next journal page, our next album page. This is what I love about elements like this. The hard work has been done for us, but you know, it doesn't have to stop there. Maybe we're going to bring in some stickles. Maybe we're going to bring in some glossy accents. Maybe we're going to bring in a quickie glue pen and some gilding flakes. We could add details to these. We can certainly plus them further if we wish to. But the foundations, the difficult bit, the cutting, the designing, all done for us, all ready to work with, all very craftable. So that one's your first collection. Let's go on to our next one, shall we? Now, as I mentioned, I've got a lot of these to get through, so I'm going to try and be a bit quicker with this one, because if not, we will be here forever. So this one is Rosalia. So Rosalia has got her little bag here. You can see on the reverse all of the components we're going to get in this one. So we've got clocks, we've got lots of leaves, which is lovely because that's what we need. We've got keys, we've got cakes, we've got beautiful hats. Look at that. That's beautiful, isn't it? That's something to aspire to own. We've got a few words down here. Happy birthday for you, and a couple of others. Little teacup, little typewriter, corset. That's very vintage, very cool, very, very pretty. And of course, we know it's going to match in with what we're going to look through. Should we go through the 6x6 pad? Let's have a little look through this one. I love the 6x6s. The dainty sort of delicateness of the prints is just beautiful. Now, just like before, we've got our printed covers. Then we go through, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Just these two on their own. That is a double page in any album there. Throw in a couple of the elements from the little bag of magic, maybe a couple of frames, a little bit of journaling. We've got ourselves some beautiful, beautiful creations. Maybe add in some of these tabs. Maybe you want to cut the middle out of these, turn them into frames. Maybe you want to build up on top of them. Look at these. Every single element, every single page. And I thought this for the last collection. Doesn't matter which page I'm looking at. There's not one I'm going, oh, I don't know if I'm going to use that. I don't know how I'm going to want to work with that one. And that one might stay in the pad. Every single element as I'm going through this, I'm falling in love with it. And that to me is a sign of really clever designs, really thought out elements, really clever placement, and then giving you all of these components to layer on top. You know, I don't know of many pads or paper brands that give you that level. And then these bits in the back, again, you've got your Polish, you've got your English, you've got all of the pieces to go with them as well. And if we flip that over, the bits, the important bits, all double-sided, so it's all going to match in for us. No faffing with the backs, no worried about what's on there, everything's going to coordinate. And then just like before, we've got exactly the same going on in the 8x8, and we've got exactly the same going on in the 12x12. So if you can stretch to it, multi-buying your pads in the different sizes, it's going to build up, give you that classy look. So that one is Rosalia. let's skip on to our third one. This one's pretty. This, honestly, they're all lovely. It's really hard to pick between them, and I don't know how anyone's going to, but look at this for delicate. Look at this for pretty. Look at this for a colour palette that is so Moorish. This one is Lavender Love. So again, little bag of magic filled full of all of your pieces. Of course, lots of lavender, lots of little bits of foliage, lots of little people, couples, children down the base here. We've got a nice like wedding car, vintage car. We've got stopwatches, we've got cameras again. And this is kind of nice because of the camera is obviously a theme that's running through, and that's what scrapbooking's about. It's about those memories, it's about the cameras, it's about that iconness. Clocks, again, very important for time. Envelopes, very great for putting little journaling pieces in as well, or adding little notes onto. Then we go into our papers. So again, straight away in the cover, we have got those elements for us to cut out. Look at this. That is gorgeous, isn't it? Then we've got brickwork. We had brickwork in the last ones. We've got script in the last ones. That's lovely because it means that if we want to use the patterns throughout, we want to go through different colours, different pages, different styles throughout our albums, throughout our projects. There's still an underlying theme. There's still an underlying style. The styling of the artwork. Doesn't matter which pad we pick up. Maybe if I give you a little sneaky into the Elizabeth collection we'll be looking at shortly, you can see this has come from the same place. This is the same style. So maybe that's page 4 in your booklet. Maybe this is the first page. It's all going to have that same look. Nothing jarring throughout your collection. It's all going to match in. So as we keep flicking through this, beautiful, beautiful pad. Gorgeous artwork. Gorgeous designs. Look at that weave. Oh, honestly, I don't know how you're going to choose. I want them all. Genuinely, I don't actually know if I want to part with any of this. It's too good to part with. But as we see, we're now going into the repeats of the pages. Again, at the back here, more tabs, more cut-out elements. Again, double-sided on the bits that matter. Again, look at these. Just honestly, that is just a beautiful collection, isn't it? When you start looking through that in its sort of entirety, just gorgeous. And then of course we've got the 8x8, so another little flick through just to show you, same idea, different size, slightly larger of course, and then of course you've got that in the 12x12 too. So moving on from that one, let's have a little look. We gave you a little sneakies of Elizabeth earlier, didn't we? So we've got Elizabeth coming in now. We've got the bag of magic with all of the different pieces in that one. So this time we've still got lots of the same kind of stylings and bits that we've seen in previous ones, which again is lovely because maybe we want to use this car from this little bag of magic with this little car and that little car on a completely separate project. But now we've got 3 cars. We've got our own little garage. Our luxury car garage is coming together throughout all of the different bags of magic, throughout all of the different icons, throughout all of the different pieces. Now, just like before, we have got the 12x12, we have got the 8x8, and we have got the 6x6. And of course, we have got the same ideas. We have got that pattern cover for us to go in and cut round. We've got that artwork. Oh my goodness, look at the little puddy cat. How cute is that? As a cat lover, that is making my heart happy. Love a wood grain. You probably noticed the wallpaper behind me in the studio is wood grain. Love a wood grain pattern. So again, very nice to see that coming in. These are uncoated pages as well. So maybe you want to stamp on these. Maybe you want to, again, bring in your glossy accents over the top of the pages. Maybe you do want to add more to them. Maybe you want to emboss them. These are a great weight. They're a nice heavyweight cardstock. You could emboss, you could die cut. You could do so much with these. And now, as we're going through into the doubles, let's have a little closer look at these. How gorgeous are they? And then I keep going past them, but these, look at that. Honestly, just beautiful. And then the little puddy cat's back here again. We've got this beautiful butterfly. I love white and blue. So to me, this makes me happy. I love the fact I've got all of these smaller frames on the back here. Maybe you're doing like a doll's house and you want frames to go up on the walls. Maybe you just want to make a little sort of display of these. Maybe you do want to remove the middles and add something on the top of them. All doable, all craftable, all workable. So that, of course, brings us roughly to the end here of the Elizabeth pad. Again, on the reverse, we've got those double-sided elements and we have got our sort of extra pieces too running through that one. Same idea again in the 8x8, just like before, we are seeing the same imagery coming through time after time, but in that larger format. And of course, you've then got your 12x12 version. Now, I did mention that we was going to have something for every occasion and every time. And I know we're in April, but Christmas is never far away. So we have got the Happy Christmas collection. Little bag of magic filled full of poinsettias, foliage, reindeers, even a little car with a little tree on the top of it. Mrs. Christmas, of course, Father Christmas, typewriters again, presents. So again, maybe we're looking through the collection and thinking, well, we're going to take, was it this one that had the typewriter in? One of them had a typewriter in, didn't it? But we're going to carry the theme through. We're going to carry the styling through. It's all going to match. Everything's going to work together. So bag of magic, of course. Then we move on to the papers. So this time, 6x6, we're going to start looking at, look at these. Isn't this just Christmas in a paper? Look at that for a card maker. Those 3 windows giving you that I can't even say it. Beautiful view we're going to go with. Beautiful matching scenic view going throughout those windows. You could put all of that together on one card with a little sentiment, maybe using this little tab here. Job done. Card created. Layer them up, add a bit of snow going on, a bit of glitter to the berries. Absolutely stunning. Maybe you need some papers to layer these onto. They're of course covered. Look at these. They're gorgeous, aren't they? These little postcards, and you've got room to write on them. Oh, I love these. I know I'm a bit excited. I apologise. Then we've got numbers down the bottom here. Maybe we're going to do the dates. Maybe we're going to do a little advent calendar. All of them bits are there to play with. And then, this makes me happy. This is beautiful. I love traditional Christmas. I don't mind modern Christmas, but to me, traditional Christmas is where it's going to be every time. And when you look for a pad like this and you think of all of those Christmases past and present that I want to craft for or craft with, memories that I want to scrap, this is the pad, isn't it? This is the pad. There is no denying it. This is what it's going to be. Whether it's a journal, whether it's a full-blown album, maybe it's a brag book, maybe it's cards for this upcoming Christmas, this is going to be where it's going to be. Then, of course, we've got our sheet on the back there. Again, all double-sided elements for the bottom bits. Top ones, of course, we need to leave room for telling you who it is, what it is, where it is. But where they're possible, they've give you those double-sided elements. Then just like before, we are into the 8x8 version. Everything we need from the same pad before, but this time brought to us in 8x8. And again, think about layering your icons, layering your tabs. Maybe we do want to bring in those postcards. Maybe we want the big Father Christmas with the little children sat here in front of them with the little tab of the car on the front of that, maybe a couple of numbers. You've got that. You've got it throughout the pads to mix and match. And then, of course, you've got the 12x12, bringing that all together in that slightly larger format. So that one is Happy Holidays. We then move on. Now, I mentioned themes, didn't I? I said there would be lots of different themes. How about Ahoy There theme? This one is called The Old Mariner. Now, of course, we can see, in my world, Captain Birdseye. But of course, we've got our sailor. And if we have a little look on the back there, we have got all of those parts. I call him a sailor. He's probably a captain, isn't he? But nevertheless, we've got our little window with a sea view out of it. We've got, oh, look at the little octopus. That's cute. We've got the ship in the bottom. We've got the flowers. We've got the leaves. We've got the lighthouse. We've got the seahorse. We've got the steering wheel. I don't know. Little clock. It's going too long now. You've got to the stage where I just go slightly balmy and forget what everything's called. But it's all beautiful. It's all going to work for us, isn't it? Now, as we flick through this, look at that map. I love a map. As we go through this, windows again. I love a window. I told you I'd tell you I love a lot of stuff, but these do make me happy. This is beautiful. I live by the coast. I love the sea. It's to me, it's just one of them things that is beautiful and it constantly evolves and constantly changes. When you look at this and you think of scrapbooking my holidays, my adventures, it makes me happy. Look at that little hot air balloon up here. Love a hot air balloon. Never been brave enough to get in one. Like to though. Never done it yet. One day maybe. How I can trust what is basically hot air and a wicker basket with my life, I don't know, but I'd like to. And I say this about a hot air balloon, but you know, I don't stop getting on planes, do I? So that's equally just as bizarre really, isn't it, when you strip it back to its kind of a baked bean can suspended in the air by a jet. It's a bit weird, isn't it? So yeah, anyway, I digress. Beautiful, beautiful pads, beautiful, beautiful artwork. Again, doesn't matter which element we look into. There isn't a single part in here that I'm going to go, I'm not using that. That hasn't got a purpose. That's going to stay in my pad, or I'm going to stamp over that or emboss it or die cut it, because do you know what? I'm probably not going to use it as it is. Every element in here, I could pick any page, any part, and go, do you know what? I'm going to use that with the components they've given me within the pad. It all matches, tone on tone, colour scheme, size, it all works. Then of course we've got the 8x8. It's the same idea again. We've got those covers. Look at the octopus on the back. Love the octopus. How cute is that little octopus? I know it's a bit weird, but it's lovely. The anchor. Look at the detail and depth on that. Very cool. And then again, these ones, where possible, are your double-sided ones. Then you've got all of your elements running through here that we've seen. We've got all of the same pages. And then, of course, we've got the same for you in the 12x12. So that one is your old Mariner collection. Comes in all of the different pieces. Then we move on. And I told you it's going to be a long video, didn't I? Told you there was a lot to get through. We have got Romantic Garden. Again, very, very beautiful. So this time, Little Bag of Magic has got flowers, hot air balloons, clocks, birds, butterflies, a little bit of everything going on in here. I'm going to say lovebirds, little shoes, beautiful. A little bottle of perfume down there as well. And of course, some sentiments all going through this little collection. When we go to the pads, I have a feeling I'm going to tell you this is very pretty. Look at these artwork. Look at that. Again, I don't know. Tell me in the comments, have you seen a single element throughout any of these that you're not going to use? That you're going to think, you know, okay, not every pad's necessarily going to be your bag, your theme, your style. But if you found a pad you love already, is there a single element within it that you're thinking, don't know about that? Because I haven't. Genuinely, I haven't. Every single element. Even like here, we've got the arch, we've got the church doors, let's say, the matching flowers to do our layering. You look at this, double page spread again done for you. Whether it's 6x6, whether it's 8x8, whether it's 12x12. That is just magic in a booklet, isn't it? Even here, flowers running through here and then bringing the same flowers in the same styles, same sizes, same scope in all of these little tabs. This page, whether you want to use it as a page or you want to cut it up, it's going to work for you. Beautiful pattern on the reverse here as well. That's on the back of them. Beautiful. Then we've got wood grain again. We've got script coming through. We've got the piano. We've got the cameras. Just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And then again, another page at the back there with all of those components. Same idea running through the 6x6 and of course the 8x8 and of course the 12x12. And when you get onto those doors, I am seeing frames. I'm seeing home decor now. We're getting big enough that those doors could be cut open and a photo of the happy couple put inside there. How gorgeous would that be? Whether that's a page in an album with that secret reveal, or whether that's in a box frame and the doors are propped open, either way, that's a stunning page. That's going to work for us. That's going to look beautiful. And then throw in some of these tabs, throw in some of these pieces. Beautiful, just gorgeous. So that's the Romantic Garden collection. We are not done yet. Let's have a little look. Let's bring in, this is called Sweet Peonies. So Sweet Peonies again, we have got the 12x12, we have got the 8x8, we have got the 6x6, and we have got the little bag of magic. When we have a little look at the bag of magic, what have we got in this one? We have got typewriters, we have got little princess carriages, we have got lots and lots of flowers, we've got a little bonnet, we've got a couple, we've got a butterfly, we've got some sayings as well. Everything in there to of course coordinate, we know the game, don't we, to coordinate perfectly with our pad. So 6x6 again, I like doing the 6x6 ones because they're quick and easy to get through, and you get to see them all in one on the screen nice and easily. Beautiful artwork. Look at these castles, that's stunning. I think earlier I said about that house and that was what I was aspiring to in life. I'm upgrading, I want the castle. You know, if we can live in this fantasy world and have these sort of wants or wishes, let's go for a castle. Why settle for anything less? That is beautiful. How gorgeous is this? Soft pinks, soft sort of golds, very, very lovely. Again, you've got all your tabs, you've got all of your tags, you've got all of your numbers, you've got all of your beautiful pages. Even here, this is kind of lovely, where you've got that same script and cloud work going through from plain page as such, through to decorated page, giving you that ability to put them through your albums, because maybe you don't want to add quite as much onto this one, but do that as a double spread. Big photo in the middle of this one, maybe some journaling, little photo or a ticket, or maybe another element from one of these sheets added onto that area. So as we go through here, now we're now into our double bits. We've seen these before, but again, you've got all of these components running through here to match in. And then on the reverse page, more of these pieces to cut and layer. And just like all of the others, we've got the same artwork, same style, same idea in the larger pad, this time being the 8x8, but of course you've then got the 12x12 to coordinate as well. So that one was our Sweet Peonies. Then we move on and we have got Special Day. So Special Day also comes in 12x12, 8x8, 6x6, and our little bag of magic. So a little bag of magic this time, we have got the cars, we've got champagne glasses, we've got swans, horse and carriages, flowers, butterflies, a whole mix of different bits and bobs in there, even the wedding rings, champagne bottles. It's all there to build up that scene for you, and all going to match in perfectly with the artwork and stylings and colours that we're going to see through this very pretty, very dainty paper pad. Now, of course, we're in the 6x6 one at this stage, but there is, of course, the 8x8. There is, of course, the 12x12. How lovely is this to see all of that coordinate? If you're doing a wedding album or maybe something for an anniversary, maybe it's just a really pretty one that you want to sort of decorate in these really soft colours, to have these matching, going through each one, but not identical. The flowers are in different places, they're different looks, not identical at all. So it's not going to look too repetitive, but it's going to coordinate. Everything's going to match. Everything's going to work through your booklets, through your projects, all going to go together. And I say this about projects. Maybe you're going to do some MDF. Maybe this is like a big MDF frame. Or maybe you're going to do a little box with some drawers in. Maybe a little treasure box, something along them lines. And you want it all to coordinate. How beautiful to have every element for every drawer, every front, every panel coordinating from out one pad. And then, of course, on the reverse, we've got a few more words, and then we've got two couples, we've got some leaves as well. And just like before, the important bit to me, the leaves and the couples are again done double-sided, so it's all going to match up for you if you do want to see both sides of that for your project. So Special Day is going to be in the bag of magic, the 6x6, the 8x8, and the 12x12. And then we move on. Now, here's where things get different. The next sets of bits I'm going to share with you, not everything is available in all of the different pieces, and there are some new bits to introduce you to. So this is the only part of the Men's World collection that was available for us on this order. If the other pieces come back into stock, we will be stocking those as well, but it's lovely to have this part because it is very much a standalone element. This is a paper pad filled full of elements for you to trim out if you wish to. So if we go through this one, let's have a little look. So it's going to tell us how many sheets. I'm going to say it's going to be 24. Yeah, 24 double-sided sheets, and then your extra bonus sheets on the covers. So just like before, we have got our cover artwork here for us to cut out and use. And then as we go through the booklet, we have got item, right there, let's get this right, item after item for us to cut out and use, printed double-sided. So again, maybe we're going to put some of them into shaker cards and we're worried what side is going to be facing. Maybe we're going to make up some sort of 3D elements that are going to hang off. Maybe we're going to do like my tower cards that I like to create. And there's nothing worse for them than if you see the reverse of the sort of elements on the back. Having this ability, maybe you're going to do like a fold back card. I forget the name, but like where you've got that Z fold, that's what I mean. And you're going to put things going over the edges into the card front. Lovely that when you go into the inside of the card, it all matches, everything comes through for you. Maybe you've got like my mechanical collection of dies and you're thinking, well, actually these cogs, this pipe work is going to go in perfectly with that. And I like the fact they haven't shied away from the bottles of drink. They've got the compasses, they've got the fishing jackets, they've got toolboxes, they've got lots of different cars. All of these components are so usable. Again, I can't see a single thing in here that I couldn't think about building up into a little set. And then I can't think of a single person in my life that there isn't something that's going to work for. Even on this page, we've got bowling, cowboy boots, football boots, chess pieces, light bulbs. It just works, doesn't it? All in the same colour tones, all in the same scope, all in the same design style. Design style is so important. And when you see it all coordinating like this, knowing that everything's matching, maybe you do want to put this fish with those cogs and throw in a light bulb, colour tones, style, scope, all matches perfectly. And to me, that's really important. So this is your little pad of these. I think this is a different price. I mentioned earlier we've got different items at different prices, so do check out the price of this on the website. But it's a lovely little pad, Men's World pop-up paper pad. Then we move on. So this is our Steampunk Journey collection. Now this one, the 12x12 pad, was not available, I'm afraid. So we have got the 8x8, the 6x6 and the Bag of Magic. The Bag of Magic, of course, has got lots of little goodies in here. And I'm seeing so many elements in that last pad, which is going to match in with this one. And this is what I love, all matching, all coordinating. Then as we go through the pad, look at this artwork. Excuse me. How cool is that door? That is incredible. Then we've got all of the different pieces coming through. This is cool. We've got like our newsprint styling. Got a little cat. Look at the little cat. Love that. Then we've got all of these different pieces coming through. That's gorgeous. You can feel the depth there, can't you? It's flat, but doesn't it look like it's like 17 layers deep? That's incredible. That's quality print. That's quality design. That's amazing. A little doggy. I haven't seen the little doggy before. The little doggy in the glasses. How cute is that? The train, the butterfly. Look at the butterfly. And these, of course, are the 6x6. But you think of the size of those in the 12x12, the 8x8s, the little Bag of Magic. All going to coordinate. Look at these frames. That's gorgeous. I love a bit of steampunk. And this is just amazing. And again, all of these going through. So we've got, oh, I haven't seen that. Have you seen the sheet metal? I haven't seen that before. But all of these bits, all matching, all corresponding. And then when we get to look at that owl. That's gorgeous, isn't it? And the typewriter. These are cool. These are lovely. And again, double-sided on the bits that are important. Same in the 8x8, of course, just like all of the others. Same artwork, but blown up larger. I could see a little like playing card set being made out of these. That's stunning. So that's your Steampunk collection. Steampunk Journey, that one. Then we move on, and we have got the Shabby Pack. I promise there's just a couple more to go through. If I haven't put you to sleep already, there's some good bits to look forward to. We've got Shabby Pack. So Shabby Pack is, to me, slightly different in how it works. These are just kind of really cool background papers. Very Doll's House wallpapery in my mind, which is really lovely. Only in the 8x8 and the 12x12 of this one available currently. Again, you've got little bits there to trim out. We've got beautiful, beautiful artwork coming through here. This has got my name all over it. These are pretty, these are delicate. These are ripe for building up with flowers. These are going to be the fronts to cards, aren't they? They're going to be those backing sheets we're going to put into our albums. They're going to be the backing sheets we put into our frames that we build up on. And this, to me, is universal across all of the collections. We just reach in at random to Special Day. Look how well these colours match in with this pad. But then if we went off to a different tangent and we said, well, let's go for the old Mariner collection. There was one of the, maybe that one, that sort of minty look. I feel like I see a blue sheet, like here, with quite a bit of blue going through it. These flowers, that pattern, I think that's going to coordinate quite nicely. So these to me are kind of like bonus packs that could work throughout all of the other collections, or certainly many of them. So have a little look at that one. That's your Shabby Pack. Again, 8x8, 12x12. Then we move on, and we have got the Picnic collection. So this is cute. Wait till you see these. We have got 12x12, 8x8, 6x6, and we don't have a magic pack. I think we've got something even more impressive. We've got the pop-up paper pad. So this is like the men's pad we looked at a little while ago, isn't it? 24 sheets in this one, 2 extra sheets on the front and back. And when you see this, have a little look at these. Isn't that just like the most adorable page of cuteness that you have ever seen? Look at him! Oh my goodness. I need this. Look at him. Oh, they're beautiful. And then a little put a cat in a basket. I know, I get carried away. I'm sorry. Frames again, flowers. And I like the flowers in the corners here. That's going to be replicated. That's a card, isn't it? You take that cover, and it's the cover. Take the cover, put that out on a card, add in a character on the corner. Card pretty much done. As we go through here, We've got double-sided, of course, printing going on for our flowers, our characters, our leaves, our little houses, our trees. And this is nice because maybe we want to bring in some of these characters, maybe him sat on the little chair, and we're going to put him sat in front of the house. That's going to work. That's going to look good. That's what I love, because we haven't just got a character, nowhere to place them, nothing to ground them. We've got the fence, we've got the tree, we've got the house to put them into a scene. We've got the different houses, we've got the different toadstools, we've got more characters coming in here, we've got the picnic to make that scene, and then we've got the finishing touches of the flowers. This pad has got everything we need in it, and element wise, 9 on there, 6 on here, 15 elements. I'm not even going to attempt to count on that one. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. What have we done? Counted like 4 pages, 5 pages, 36 elements. You imagine how many pieces are going through this entire pad for you to be able to cut, layer, build and create with. Whether this is framework, whether this is your pages, whether this is your cards, value for money in this pad alone, off the charts, because we've got so many pieces that are going to come in for so many projects. And then on the back page, just like all of the others, nothing is wasted. And this is something that I always think, we're paying for this back page. It's in the cost somewhere. It's got to be, you know, nothing's free. So we've paid for it. But who just wants a back page with a barcode and a name on it? When instead we could have a back page like this with elements we can use, craftable elements that are going to come in time after time. Then we go on to the papers. So bear in mind, and you can see this well on the covers, same imagery in the 12 by 12, same in the 8 by 8, same coming through in the 6 by 6. Look at that scene. Isn't that absolutely adorable? I don't actually know what I would want to add to that. That page is so beautifully designed. Maybe a picture in the middle. Maybe a bit of journaling. I don't want to cover much of that. That's too pretty. That's beautiful. Then as we flick through, again, this is cool. We've got the plain papers to go with the patterned papers. Extend that down, build that as a double page. It's going to work for you. Maybe you want to layer some of those characters up a little. You could do that if you wanted. Then as we go through, we have got that same cloudy background with script, but this time with the flowers that match this collection. Again, look at that, it's a double page. A little turtle coming in. I love that turtle, that's cute. Flowers from the same pads or from the same elements coming through into these. Then we've got the little tabs. Look at these. Maybe you don't want to cut round the more difficult ones to cut round if you're not that good at cutting. Look at these, thinking about just trimming those out, using these. Perfection, ease, beauty, all running through here. Every single part of this is workable, craftable goodness. Isn't that a beautiful pad? Aren't these characters just talking to you? Their eyes, their characters, their mannerisms, they're giving personality from a printed picture. That's incredible artwork. Not all artwork can achieve that. Not all artwork you can look at and know a personality of a character. With these, they're alive. They're giving us stories. They're giving us life. They're giving us character. And to me, that's really important. So as we go through here, of course, we have got, was it 24 pages? I should know this by now. I'm sure it's 24 pages. And then our cover sheets. Again, more elements to cut out and use. They're going to be very, very craftable. 24 in that one. Then we've got the 12 that come through in the 8 by 8. So again, same idea, larger designs. And then 12 again in the 12 by 12 one. So that is the picnic collection. Don't forget the pop-up paper pad, because that to me is gorgeous. Then on to our last collection. Now this one is Bird Romance. This comes in 12 by 12, 8 by 8 and 6 by 6. So let's have a little look through this one quickly. So Bird Romance, again, 24 sheets in here. Very, very pretty. Very, very bright. A little bit brighter than some of the others, and that's actually, I'm here for that, because it's nice to have them pops, isn't it? That bit of colour coming through that really sort of pops out and shows us a different theme slightly. But yet artwork, proportions, styles, all coordinating perfectly throughout the others. This I like as well, this wood grain. This must be the 3rd, 4th, 5th time I've seen a similar wood grain in different shades. So maybe I'm going to use those throughout my project. Maybe I am going to do a chest of drawers and I want to put a different colour wood grain onto each drawer front throughout the different pads. That's going to work for me. That's going to look good. Maybe it's these tags I want to bring in and I want to use tags from each different pad for a project. Maybe I'm doing something throughout the year. Maybe I'm going to make a little box set of cards that I'm going to give somebody and then put them into like month order for them. And I want them to be similar. I want them to have a matching thread, a matching theme, but I don't want them to be identical. I could use the different tags or the different elements from out each pad on each month's version to complement the colours of that month, to complement the events of that month. That could work nicely. And this is what I love about being given the same kind of artwork, same style, same ideas, but running through these pads in the way that they've done them. I love this Scrap Boys brand. This is something I've truly fallen for. You can probably hear it in what I'm saying. Genuinely, I couldn't lie to you. This is a love brand. This is a brand that I can see you're going to fall in love with. I've fallen in love with it. And it doesn't matter which pad I'm looking at, which piece I pick up, every single one of these to me has got a place in my heart for the event and style and colourway that it's covering. You know, maybe I've gone to a wedding, maybe I'm going to do the Christmas, maybe I'm going to go out this summer and see some sea views or take some pictures or go on a ferry or have a day at the lake, whatever. There is something here for every occasion, every event, every colour scheme. And when you look at it as I pile these up, at just how many products we've gone through in this video. I know I've been chatting for nearly an hour, but I hope you've appreciated, or not appreciated, that's the wrong word. I hope you've enjoyed seeing these pads in detail, because as I said to you at the very beginning, it's always tricky, isn't it? Especially if we're shopping online. We see this picture. This picture. Does that tell you about that beautiful typewriter? Does that tell you about the picture on the other side to that beautiful set of books? Does it show you the backing papers that are coming through here? These are tags. Do you get tag vibes from that picture? I don't. But actually getting to look through them and see all that beautiful artwork in that pad, to me, is worth the time. And I'm hoping you've enjoyed seeing these and hopefully keeping notes of which ones you'd like to get a hold of. Now, as I mentioned, this is a brand new brand to us here at Craftmania. It's literally fresh out the box. Because of this, we have an introductory offer with 10% off. That is for a limited time only. So if you like the look of them, don't dilly-dally. Get your orders in as soon as you can. To give you the prices, again, this isn't the prices for everything we've looked at, because they do vary a bit, but to give you a rough overview of pricing, your 12 by 12 pads on average are £14.49. With your 10% off, that makes them £13.04. Your 8 by 8 pads, the average price of those are £8.99. With your 10% off, that's £8.09. Your 6 by 6 pads, those ones, average price is £7.49. With 10% off, those ones are £6.74. Then those little bags of magic. I love these. These are, to me, very exciting because they're all of the components I need to build up and give that professional look throughout my projects. Those bags of magic, they should be £8.59 each. They are on offer at £7.73. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, anytime you spend over £10 here in the UK, you're going to qualify for free UK P&P. So you could order a couple of pads. Everything you see on my desk piled up here doesn't matter. Your P&P is free once you've spent over £10. If you need it quicker, upgrade your P&P to our first class postal service, and that is capped at £3.95. If you do just wish to come in for one pad, one of the, let's say for instance, the ones that work out £6.74, do not fear. Your P&P for that item, as it's under £10, would be a flat rate of £2.95. And if you're watching us from around the world and thinking, I need those pads, I wouldn't blame you. They're beautiful. Of course you can shop with us. Your P&P is capped at £10, meaning you won't pay a penny over £10. If we find your postage cheaper, we will refund the difference for you. If it costs more than £10, then here at Craftmania, we will pay the difference for you. Now, as always, and maybe you don't know this, maybe you're new to us as a brand at Craftmania, we have a great loyalty system. So if you're not already a member, if you haven't already signed up, as you check out, you will be asked to do so. The more points you collect, the more you get. You'll get discounts as you go up. You'll work into tiers. The higher the discounts. Have a little look how it works. It's free to join, and it's just our way of saying thank you for supporting us here at Craftmania. If you have any questions about anything you've seen in the video, if you'd like to know any more details, if there's anything I haven't been clear about, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my very best to answer them for you. Thank you for joining me. I know I've waffled on for nearly an hour, but hopefully you've enjoyed seeing through the pads. Let us know in the comments if you have. Was this beneficial to you? We can do this with other brands. We can do this with more products. But to me today, it was truly important that we launch our Scrap Boys brand, sharing with you as much detail as we can throughout these beautiful collections, because they're too good not to show with you and to see all of that artwork. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to leave you in peace, and I look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. Don't forget, link to buy is in the description, and of course go ahead into the website www.craftmaniacrafts.com. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.